welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How you doing? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing better than me. I'm a little all over the place this morning. I don't quite know what's fucking going on. I can't keep my thoughts straight. I'm a little bit lost and a little bit bewildered, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm gonna talk for an hour regardless. I'm gonna talk for an hour. Hopefully some of it makes sense. Who the fuck knows, though, because I don't know what the hell is going on. I woke up confused. Does that ever happen to you, where you wake up and you're like, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I'm just fucking confused. You wake up going, I should sleep for at least another hour, but I can't. So fuck it. Let's figure it out. I'm sure somebody else has felt that way at some point in their life. I don't know, man. I got into a car accident last weekend. The day after I recorded the podcast, I went to the beach. It was a good time. It was a great time. I went with my sister-in-law again and didn't get sunburned this time. Hell yeah. Even though I went with my sister-in-law and a friend, and the friend at one point was like, yo, your back is sunburnt. She was wrong. It wasn't. She tried to pull the same shit. I didn't know if it was a bit or what it was, because she knows about the last time where my sister-in-law was like, yo, you're sunburnt. And I was like, this is pissing me off more than it should. She knew about that, so I don't know if she was trying to throw a bit at me or what was going on, but the next day, no sunburn. I was good. If I don't get sunburned, it's a successful day at the beach, because everything else at the beach is always fun. The sunburn is the only fucked up part. Okay, it was a good day at the beach. Only bad thing was the food we got was too expensive and not that good. But it was fine. It hit the spot. We got well, first of all, I ordered 2 fried clam boats with fries, and instead they gave us one of them. Don't know why they did that. They only charged me for one, which is fine, but don't know why you got me one when I said 2. Don't know. You know what? I do know why. It's because it's a bunch of high school kids working at the restaurant on the boardwalk at the beach, which I kind of love. I don't know about you guys, but I love that. There's something about summer jobs that warms my heart. Maybe it's because I never had one. I went to camp in the summer, and then when I didn't go to camp, my dad was like, yo, you gotta fucking get a job. You gotta fucking do something. Which is why the dynamics of a summer job are what they are, is because everyone is working. It's the reason why they forgot the second clam. It's why they forgot the second fried clam order. It's because all of them are at that place because they all have dads or moms who went, you got to do something this summer. So of course they're not friendly. They're kind of rude. They don't give a fuck. They forget shit, and then when you tell them that, hey, you forgot this, they're like, I don't give a fuck, dude. It's a cool, nonchalant energy that I enjoy, and it feels very summer to order food at a place on the boardwalk, and they get the whole fucking thing wrong, and then when you tell them, they're like, I don't even know what you want me to do. I'm 17 years old and I'm just trying to smoke weed and get drunk every night this summer. And you're like, I respect it, dude. I'm not going to ask you to change anything, you know? Anyway, but I think that might be, the only summer job I ever had was working for my dad. And he fired me almost immediately. I've told you guys this story, I'm pretty sure, right? First day, he's like, you're not getting it. And then my next summer job after that was fucking film jobs. I would do freelance film jobs, and I also clowned. Those were my next summer jobs. Which I've talked about clowning as well in this podcast. I've talked about so many fucking things. It's been 2 years of talking to myself into a microphone. I'm running out of shit. Anyway, so I got into a car accident. So the beach was fun. It was super dope. And then I got in the car with my two pals, and we're driving back. And immediately, even before I got to the beach, on the way there, everyone was driving fucking weird, dude. I don't know what it was. Even me. When I was in Brooklyn driving, I didn't notice a car go through a stop sign, and then I had to stomp on my brakes, and then I was driving real slow, and people kept running out, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because it was the beginning of summer, because the end of June 20th or whatever the fuck it was, is the official first day of summer, even though we all know May is summer, right? Does anyone else feel that? When May happens, I go, it's summertime now. May 5th is my birthday. We're in summer. I've never looked at June 20. I never looked at the actual date of June. I never looked at the actual first day of summer as the first day of summer. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand that whatever the solstice and nature and seasons and whatnot make it that day, but it's not what it feels like to me. And I was listening to somebody else talk about how June, the 1st of June, is he was saying everyone knows that's the first day of summer. And I was like, I don't know, motherfucker. I think a month earlier. I think the first day of May is like, we're here, dude. Also, doesn't it feel better to have May also be part of the summer? That way the summer's super fucking long. To me, May is the beginning of summer, and spring is just short as fuck. Spring is just a buffer between fucking being cold as shit and being hot as shit. That's how I see spring. And autumn's the same thing. It's a buffer between being hot as shit and then cold as shit. Autumn and spring are just buffer fucking seasons. Autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, everyone was driving weird and wacky. And then leaving the beach, I don't know if people were drunk. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was just in beach traffic where everyone was drunk and confused and not thinking before they did things. But a lot of people were swerving in front of me, and I had to stomp on my brakes or swerve out of the way. And I was feeling like, hey, man, something not good is bound to happen today. I don't know. I had an eerie feeling in my gut. Also, on top of that feeling, on top of the feeling of, oh, everyone's driving fucking nonsensical, my mom, every time I take the car out, because I don't own a car, so I borrow from my parentals. They're nice enough to let me borrow the car, which, I mean, come on, they got fucking they got enough cars to let me borrow one. You know what I'm saying? They got 3 fucking cars. I can borrow one, you know? There's 2 people in the household. They have 3 of them. That means there's always 1 car not being used. I can just let me borrow it. But every time I borrow it, they, you know, because they're my parents, they're always like, be careful. They're always like, watch out for this, watch out for that. And I'm like, I know. I've heard this every day for my whole life, anytime I would drive. Me and my brothers all hear it. You get it. Be careful of this. Oh, make sure it doesn't get towed. Just shit where you're like, yeah, no fucking duh, dude. When your parent says to you, make sure your car doesn't get towed, you're like, what the fuck? I understand that you're my parent, but shut up. This is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Make sure the thing that no one wants to happen, that everyone is aware, hey, let's not park in a place where this happens. Make sure that you specifically don't let it happen this specific time. Yeah, dude. Pretty much anytime I'm in a car, I'm trying not to get towed. Anyway, but they're turning their car in at the end of the month. So especially this fucking month, these last few weeks, my mom is like, hey, don't fuck up the car. Don't do anything with the car. Don't let anything happen to the car. Like when I said, can I go to this beach? We went to Long Beach, right? My mom was like, hey, when you go down there and park, make sure you don't get towed, because a lot of those, I don't know what the, I know I watched this thing online where someone got towed at the beach. So like there are a lot of spaces at the beach. I don't know. I saw on the news that this article, I read it in a paper, but I also saw it with my eyes late night, and it was like, oh, people at the beach get towed because it's hard to park at the beach. It's confusing at the beach, so you got to watch out, so don't get towed. And I text her, I go, Mom, I've been parking, because this was at night, the night before. She texted me from downstairs because I was staying over to borrow the car, and she texts me that, and I text back and go, I've been parking at this beach since fucking high school. And then she goes, oh, I forgot. And then the next day I said to my mom, I was like, hey, do you remember, like, do you know what beach I'm going to? She's like, oh yeah, you've been there before, right? I go, I used to go there every summer when I dated my high school girlfriend. You remember that, right? She goes, oh yeah, I dropped you off there. I go, no, I used to take my car down there and park there for 2 weeks every year. And she's like, oh my God, I totally forgot that. So not only is my mom being an annoying mother, but she's also, her brain is turning to mush. Okay? And that's also why it's difficult, because it's like, not only, I get it, I'm your son, you're going to be my mother forever, you're going to say shit like that's annoying, and I'm going to be like, I know, dude, stop. But also, your brain's turning to mush, so you don't even remember what the fuck's going on enough to tell me whether or not I should be wary of something. You know what I'm saying? If her brain wasn't mush, she would already remember, oh, he parked down there a bunch, but her brain is mush, so she forgot an entire portion of my childhood. So I got to remind her for her to finally go, oh yeah, never mind. Anyway, I'm in the car, right? And I've already been a douche who's like, yo, I'm not going to fuck up, nothing's going to happen to the car. And I feel perfectly in the right because it's in my annoying parents annoying me. But then I'm in the car and we're in a deadlock, traffic wise. Like we're stopped and we're moving inch by inch. And it's hot and it's shitty and it's tense and it's awful. But we had a good beach day, so I'm a little relaxed. A little too relaxed, maybe. So my lane starts to clear up. Just a little bit, not a lot. My lane starts to clear up. And so I start moving. And as soon as I start moving, a car to my left just drives straight into my lane. It's not like he was switching lanes and he rode towards me. He just shifted his car into my car. And I see it out of the corner of my eye, and I whip the wheel right, and just as I whip it right, I dodge the car enough where the back of his car just hits the front of my fucking car. And my two passengers go, oh, whoa. But they don't even know that we collided. I'm the only one who felt it was a little, but still, I saw his car, the back of his car, get a little dented, and I don't know what the fuck happened to my car, but I felt the impact of it a little bit. It was small, but enough for me to go, God fucking damn it. It was enough for me to go, of course, the thing that I got annoyed at her warning me about fucking happens. And immediately I'm pissed because I know my dad. And my dad is, at least years ago, he's fucking rough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've told you on this podcast, he's the dude who my first day of working with him was like, you're not getting it. What do you mean I'm not getting it? Like, I didn't understand, like, I'm not, what do you mean? You don't understand how to do everything the first fucking day. You're fucking making mistakes on your first day. It's time to fucking go. It's like, wasn't everyone make mistakes? It's the first day. Like, I gotta learn how to do this shit, right? Yeah, but you're not fucking getting it. That's my dad. Right? This is my dad for you. I parked my car in Bronxville. I went to school in Bronxville. And I used to work there in the summers for a film program, and there was paid parking for the train out of Bronxville, because I lived in the city and I would take the train to Bronxville. But also during the summer program, I would borrow the car because it was easier to have the car to drive around campus. So I parked the car. There were two places you could park your car. One was paid parking, and then one was where everyone parked their car, which was like along a street. And everyone parked there. Everybody parked on this street. It was an open street. It was right by the highway. It was fucking a place where everybody fucking parked. Especially if there was nowhere to park in the paid lot, everyone would park on this street. So I went to the city. I parked there. Then I went back home to the city because that's where I lived. And then I came back the next night to work because I was working at night to go to my car. And I get to my car and my car's not fucking there. Right? So I think I may have told you guys this. I called the cops, right? Or we called the cops. I forget who fucking called. Somebody called the cops, and we find out that the car was towed in the middle of the night along with a bunch of other cars because somebody was just smashing all the windows over there, right? So this happens. So now after that moment, my dad always, when I go and drive, he thinks I'm going to park somewhere where someone breaks the windows. That's the kind of brain he has. Even though it was a freak thing, I parked somewhere where you're allowed to park. You're legally allowed to park. Everyone parks there for the train. Somehow, now I'm associated with the broken windows forever. Someone might break my windows specifically. I'll give you another example. My dad... Sorry, I was just checking the time. Don't want the camera to run out. I'll give you another example. My dad once... My mom got into a car accident once with my brother, right? When he was little. And my mom comes home after the accident or after whatever happens, and my dad immediately says to her, "What the hell were you doing?" That's what he says. "What the hell were you doing?" And my mom goes, "Excuse me, aren't you going to ask like how I am and how your son is?" He goes, "Well, that goes without saying." Well, that goes without saying. I don't need to say how you guys are doing. I can clearly see, based on your bodies and your faces, you're fine. What the fuck happened with the car, you dumb shit? Now, he's not going to say dumb shit or call her a name, but he will go, what the It'll all be packed into, what the hell were you doing? You might as well yell at her, it's your fault. So that happens, and I'm immediately like, fuck, they got to turn the car in. My dad's a little out of his fucking mind. My mom already said 1,000 times, don't let anything happen to the car. What the fuck? Even though this is a freak accident, like the fucking breaking of the windows, what the fuck am I going to do? So that all happens in my brain in a split second. But what happens is he hits me, and then he doesn't stop. He keeps driving. And my lane is completely clear now. So I'm driving slow because I'm like trying to process the moment, and I'm like, what should I do? This guy, and then I'm watching the guy speed off, and I'm like, and my two passengers, they don't know I even hit them, so they're not even thinking about read the license plate, and I'm thinking about what the fuck is gonna happen with my dad, what the fuck is gonna happen in general, and then I'm not processing, look at his license plate, and then I'm also seeing him drive away, so I'm like, do I chase after this dude? And then he turns the corner real fast and speeds off. And it was a clear, weird thing where I don't think he would have taken that corner and gone off the highway unless he got into that little fucking collision with me. I think that guy was trying to take the exit down the street, but he was like, oh, fuck, I just hit that guy. It was my fault. I don't want to have to pay for that shit and have my insurance go up. I mean, smart move if you didn't want to pay, dude, you know? Anyway. And I'm also thinking that, how much am I going to have to pay to fucking fix this? So now I'm just sitting in the car. And then then my friend, I was like, should I have followed that guy? What should I have done? She goes, no, you're good. She goes, there's nothing you could have done. Thank God they were both in the car to witness it and also say to me like, hey, you're fine. It's all good. Like there's nothing you could have done. That just sucks. They kept me fucking sane in the moment because my brain went to like, it's my fault. How is it my fault? How am I going to convince him it's not my fault? And my fucking sister-in-law knows my dad, and she immediately was like, hey, I'll text your mom. She's like, I'll be there with you to convey the truth if need be. I get it. I've been around your family enough. I understand. I'll convey the truth with you, dude. I got your back. So that was making me feel a little bit better. So I pull over, and I check the car, and it's not that bad. It's like a dent and a scratch, but it's enough to see it. You know what I'm saying? If you can see it, it's not good. I was hoping it was so little that you could barely tell, but no, you can tell. But still, it's not terrible. And so we get back in the car, and I'm just like, fuck, should I have gone after that guy? What should I have done? And my friend kept reaffirming to me, no, dude, you're fine. And then she told me a story of one time some dude hit her. Some dude tried to do a hit and run on her. Some dude crashed into her and then sped off, and she chased after him and then got him to pull over, and then she got out of her car and he got out of his car, and then immediately she realized like this dude's drunk and much larger than her, and she immediately was like, oh, this is a bad idea. Oh, this guy could fucking murder me right now. Why did I do this? And then she somehow convinced him to get his registration out. And he's like, fine, it's in the car. And then he got in the car, and then she remembers him getting in the car and thinking to herself, oh, wait a second, I might die right now. Oh, wait a second, this drunk dude is angry as fuck. I forced him back into his car to get something. Could be anything. He's saying it's his registration, but I don't know how much I can trust a man who just collided into me and I had to chase down. I don't know if you can go on the dude's word after he just blasted into you and fled. And so she waited as he went into the car, and then thank God he sped off. He just sped off. That's probably like the scenario where that's probably one of the few scenarios where you want the run part of the hit and run to happen. She was so glad the run part happened again. You don't interrupt someone's hit and run because there's a reason why they're running. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to find out the reason. Thank God, dude. She could have fucking died. Anyway, it made me feel better because I was like, yeah, I don't know what would have happened. What if this guy's a psycho? What if I fucking made him pull over and then he got out of his car, he beat me to death, and then he fucking killed both of them? Who knows, dude? Anyway, so I'm stewing, I'm pissed, my day is fucking ruined, and I'm trying not to bring my bad mood on the other people in the car. So I'm trying to make like some jokes and be fine. But I'm also like, fuck, I'm fucked. Anyway, I drop them off, and then I call my mom up and tell her the situation, and she's like, well, don't tell your dad tonight because he's in a weird mood. My dad gets in weird moods, which basically means your dad's a fucking cunt today. My dad gets in weird moods, which basically means your dad's a fucking dick today. Don't speak to him. And these weird moods are pretty often. Like it's not a rare thing that my dad's in a strange mood. Anyway, so I don't tell him. I come home. It's Father's Day. I give him a Father's Day card. And that made him happy. I got a card that said like, it had like a dog on it, a dog with a human body, and the dog had, just dropped my phone, sorry about that. And the dog had human eyes, and, or the dog had a human body and googly eyes, but a dog head, and it was like a wacky picture, and it said something like, pick my nose and sniff my hiney. I have a great dad. I'm glad you're miney, or something like that. It said that on the inside. I have a great dad. I'm glad you're miney. And it was supposed to be like, it said, I have a great nephew, and I'm glad you're miney. Happy birthday. And I crossed out nephew and wrote father, and then crossed out birthday and wrote Father's Day. Because I'm not fucking looking for a card. What I do when I get cards for any occasion, I go in there, I find a card. If it's a different occasion for a different person, I cross it out. I'm not going to spend all fucking night finding the right card for the right holiday with the right fucking person in your family. I'm not doing it, dude. Anyway, also, sometimes the card you like is for a nephew. I liked that card. And my dad liked it too. He ended up laughing. That put him in a nice mood. It might have shaken him out of his weird mood. Not sure. Anyway, it was nice to give him that. He laughed. It was a nice moment. So then I think my mom told him the next day. And to my surprise, he was like, well, I'm just glad they're all right. It's fine. What was he going to do? So I got all worked up in my head and all freaked out. And meanwhile, my aged father, my mature dad, my 60-year-old, what are you going to do, dad, was like, what are you going to do? It's not your fault. Which was a huge relief, and it also made me give my fucking dad a lot of credit for like, oh shit, yeah, years have gone by. How long ago? That was fucking like 6 years ago when the car window thing happened. And even longer ago when my mom got in that accident and he had that reaction. So it was actually a nice moment where I was like, oh, I'm not in, like, I don't have to deal with this fucked up thing that I couldn't avoid. The only way I could have avoided it was by not going down to the beach, which again, my dad has been one to be like, well, what? You shouldn't have gone down to the beach in the first place. And it's like, what I don't even know what to do with that conversation. I don't even know what to do with that argument. I guess so. I guess not. I guess I don't know. That's a weird thing. It's like someone stabbing you, and then it's like, well, you shouldn't have gone to that area. It's like, well, maybe I should have just not been stabbed. Maybe the car should have just not fucking hit me. Maybe he should have obeyed the rules of the road as I was doing. But he didn't do that. He was as good as possible. He said what my mom said immediately, which was, I'm just glad you guys are okay. I found out later, well, the timer just went off, so I'm going to be right back so the camera doesn't run out. See you guys in a sec. What's up? I'm back. So, yeah, he was cool about it. I did find out, that's what I was going to say. I did find out later, I did ask and clarify to my mom, like yesterday. What did he say when you told him? And then immediately, apparently my dad was like, well, he was like, why didn't you go after him? Why didn't you fucking chase after him? He didn't say fucking because my dad doesn't curse, but every time I impersonate him, I curse for some reason. I've said this before. He doesn't curse, but he's got that energy. He's got that fucking Italian energy, so it feels like aggressive things are coming out of him, even when he's not saying aggressive words. And then my mom told him the story that my friend told me of chasing after the guy and everything. And my dad was like, no, yeah, he did the best thing not going after him. He did the best thing. He did the best thing he could. But it's funny that my dad was like, you should have fucking went after him. It's funny that my dad in the same scenario might have died. My dad in the same scenario as a 60-year-old man would have chased this dude down and definitely been killed by him. At least I got a shot. I'm fucking a young buck, dude. I'm 28. I might be able to have a shot. Depending on how large the dude is, I might be able to take him out in case he attacks me. No weapons, maybe I'm okay. But my dad, 60, I don't care if my dad has a gun. He's gonna die. This guy drove and fled like a younger man, is all I'm saying. You know? There's no way that was a fucking... If that guy was 60, he would have hit into me, then stopped and blamed me for it. You know what I'm saying? A hit and run is a fucking 40 years old and under move. If you're 60, you're stopping and blaming the youngin for him getting hit by you. That's what's happening. Anyway, so dodged the bullet. I mean, I didn't dodge the car, but I dodged the bullet, metaphorically. I guess I did. I mean, damn, I was thinking about that too. What if I didn't swerve out of the way? He would have fucking demolished the car. Maybe I would have been fucking injured, dude. He just turned right into me. Didn't look at all. Didn't even fucking acknowledge my existence. He either didn't see me at all or just didn't give a fuck. He probably didn't see me. I doubt that he saw me and was like, I don't give a shit, man. I gotta get the fuck out of here. No, he probably just wasn't looking. I was in his blind spot. I mean, it happens, I guess, but stop your car and fucking pay for your mistake, bro. You know? Anyway. Also made me realize that's why people have dash cams, dude. That right there is why people have dash cams. Is because with a dash cam, I would have his license plate right now and I'd be able to fucking track him down. I wonder if what would even happen if I had a dash cam and I had his license plate, or if I remembered his license plate. I wonder if maybe because I had witnesses in the car, it would give it more credence. But I guess you'd see the back of his car and my story would add up that I was fucking, you know. But I don't know. I wonder if I would have actually been able to get something out of that. Who knows? But damn, dude, car accidents, man. Damn. My friend got into a car accident one time. I was with him. We drove all the way to fucking Emerson College because we would make that trip all the time. And as we got to Emerson, right before we got there, almost done with the fucking... See, mine, I hit the guy, but I still had like an hour left, or he hit me, and I still had an hour left of the fucking drive. So it was so fucking annoying. But that is, I think that might be less annoying than like being like 5 minutes away from being done and then you fucking get into an accident. I was in the car with my friend and 5 minutes from getting there, somebody in front of us slammed on their brakes and he fucking hit into their bumper and his car got fucked up. The entire hood fucking indented and got pushed up. It looked like somebody rammed into him head on. It got completely dented and popped the fuck up. It looked terrible. And the person who slammed on their brakes that he hit into, not a scratch on them, not even a dent. They were fucking fine. And we exchanged information. They were very nice. It was all good. And also you feel, I don't know if the two people with me felt this way last weekend, but like I definitely felt in the moment of this happening was like, thank God it wasn't me. I really did feel that deeply. Thank God you drove, dude. Thank God I'm not the one in the fucking accident right now. I really do have that feeling, or at least had it in that moment. Thank God it was you and not fucking me, dude. I would be so fucking worried if I was in your spot. That I explained to you me worried now. I can't imagine how fucking freaked out I'd be at that age. I mean, I guess I can because it happened in certain other instances. But never too bad. But yeah, and then what happened was it was all good. They exchanged information. The couple was so fucking nice. And then apparently, according to my friend, like a month later, they called him up and they're like, yeah, we got repairs on our car. We actually did see some damages, so we got some repairs. And you got to pay for them. Which, how much does that fucking blow? How much does that fucking blow? Allegedly. This is what he told me, so who knows? But, that sucks, man. Everything was cool and kosher, and you were like, you know what? I got into an accident. That sucks, but I'm going to repair my car. Nothing happened in theirs, thank God, so I don't have to worry about that. And it's all good. And they were like, nope, you got to pay for something. You got to pay for fixes in our car even though we slammed on our brakes and fucked you. That's the fucked up thing about hitting somebody's bumper is that it's their fault. Or it's your fault. It's your fault for hitting their bumper. That's the fucked up part, is that it's your fault. Even though they slammed on their brakes, and then you see those people on the fucking highway with the bumper protectors, and you're immediately like, fuck you, dude. Because somebody who's got that bumper protector on the back of their car is somebody who drives shittily enough to get that thing. Do you know what I'm saying? They're getting hit in their bumper often enough where they need a fucking protector. Hey, how about you drive better? If people are hitting you in the back of your car that much that you need a protector, it's your fucking fault you're getting hit. You're the common denominator in these situations. Stop slamming on your fucking brake. That's also what I thought for a split second too when the guy hit into me, is that like, well, technically I hit his, like, we collided at the front of my car to his bumper. So am I going to still get blamed somehow? But that's not how that works. They could tell how the fucking hit happened. I don't know. Or maybe that's just in TV shows. I feel like every time you watch a TV show, you're like, damn, dude, cops and all these people are so fucking smart and they can forensic it out and find out the exact way this collided into this or someone got stabbed and the blood sprayed like that. You know, you watch Dexter, you're like, wow, cops know exactly where the blood fucking splatters and da-da-da-da. And then in reality, someone's like, yeah, I don't know. What happened? Then in reality, they totally defer to your fucking recollection of events instead of whatever the actual physics of it indicate to you, you know? Also, a thing that I was thinking in the back of my head the whole time was like, it's my mom's fault. Which isn't true. It's not true. But deep in my gut, I had a feeling of like, if she didn't fucking bring it up so many times, this never would have happened. Somewhere in my brain, I was like, she manifested this shit happening by continually saying, don't let something happen. Let's not have that happen. Please don't let that happen. She said it enough times where there was no way something awful wasn't going to fucking happen. Which, I understand that's not why it happened, but part of me thinks that's fucking why it happened, you know? Anyway, it's not though. Just freak accident, shit happens. Anyway, I got into that happened, man. That's enough about that car accident. Something else happened to me. I've been spending a lot of time fucking inside. Too much time inside, man. It's not good for the brain. And the other day, I don't know. I woke up late. I had food late. I had breakfast at fucking probably like 1 o'clock. I probably woke up at like noon or 1. Had breakfast at 1 or 2. Played a video game. Did some of my work for the day. And then I was just feeling shitty. And I was like, I should fucking leave my apartment. And I think I left my apartment to get food somewhere. Or no, maybe it was to take care of my sister-in-law's dog. I don't know. I was leaving the apartment for some fucking reason. I was like, I have to get out of here. And I go out of the apartment. I start to walk to my sister-in-law's apartment. And as I'm walking down the street, I turn the corner on a street instead because it was too busy of a road. I was walking down an avenue. I was like, fuck it, I gotta walk down the street anyway to the other avenue. So let me just fucking walk down the street, go to the other avenue. It's a nice block. There's some nice fucking apartment buildings. You know, there was shade. It was nice. It was nice, breezy. It was cool. I was like, oh, I'll walk down this. I turn the corner. I start walking down, and I see an image of something. Like I see skin. I see like flesh. And I assume it's a guy's head, and he's crouched down. Right? But I was like, that doesn't look like a head. There's no hair on it. I don't see a face. I just see flesh. And then I walk past. It looked like a dude hunched over a tree. And then I walk past the tree, and then I see the guy's head facing outwards, and I see that piece of flesh that I thought was a face for a second was a butt. And he wasn't crouched over. He was hunched down with his pants down, shitting on a tree at 4 p.m. in broad daylight. And there was a businessman walking by, and there was a woman walking the other way, and we all saw this man taking a shit, and we did not acknowledge it at all. We just kept on pushing. And when I saw this guy shitting in broad daylight, I couldn't help but think to myself, fucking New York is back, baby. New York is fucking back, dude. Dude's taking a shit in the middle of the Upper East Side with the fucking sun bearing down on him. Damn, dude. New York is back, bro. Fucking COVID can eat that guy's shit, dude. COVID can literally eat that dude's shit. Get the fuck out of here, COVID. We're fucking taking shits on the sidewalk now, dude. That's how much we don't give a fuck. It's gone, baby. New York is back. We're thriving, dude. We're shitting and pissing all over the place. And people were walking by it like, yeah, dude, business as usual, buddy. Oh, man. It was very funny. And it was like, it's not fun. It's, it's one of those things that's very New York. It's both funny, very New York. Fucking, I feel fucking disgusting saying that. But it is, though. It is a New York thing of like, you see shit all the time that's very funny and very sad at the same time. It's very sad that guy's in the position where he's taking a shit on a tree in the middle of the day. But it's also very funny that a guy's taking a shit on a tree in the middle of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? It can be both things. And also that reason is, for a lot of people, the reason why you like New York or you don't like New York. I look at that and I go, this is why I like the city. And other people look at that and go, I gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. I like it. You're confronted with some reality. I don't know. I guess it's pretty dark, though. It's pretty dark. Someone to be shitting in the middle of the day. First thing you see leaving your apartment that day is that. And honestly, it made me feel good. I still felt good. I felt good because I was outside. And that's a very real thing. I've been feeling fucking bad lately. And, I don't know. I've said this many times in the podcast. In moments when I felt bad. And it's starting to feel, I kind of have tried to stop talking about feeling bad on the podcast because I felt like I've talked about it too much. But I don't know, maybe that's disingenuous. Because I do come here every week, and part of the podcast is like, oh, I'm going to fucking talk about like what's going on in my brain, how I feel. And maybe it's disingenuous to, I don't know, not talk about feeling bad when I feel fucking terrible. But I guess part of the reason I keep myself from talking about it is because there's nothing new. There's nothing that changes. There's nothing different. There's just this bad feeling that creeps up, and it happens, and you just feel awful. And it hits you out of nowhere. I was on the train last night coming back here to film the podcast, and I know where it came from. I was on fucking dating apps. I should just delete them. You know the sources of it, but I don't know. But it doesn't always happen. You know, I'm on apps sometimes and I don't feel fucking terrible. But there was something about, I was on the train, I was swiping on apps, and I just fucking, the combination of that and then, I don't know what else, but I just felt so bad. And I felt so fucking alone. And I felt so deeply fucking alone. And then the whole night, I felt just horrible. And I didn't tell anyone. I didn't fucking take it out on anybody. I just felt it and kept it to myself. And I don't know. I was talking about Anthony Bourdain with a friend, or we're talking about people who died, celebrities who died. And we're talking about Bourdain and Robin Williams. And how this shit never ends. Both of them killed themselves around the same age, 60 years old. And you see that and you think, wow, it never fucking ends. It never really gets better. It's just that same feeling creeps up on you, and you got to deal with it. You got to figure out how to fucking quell it, how to fucking get rid of it, how to medicate it, I guess. I don't know. But we were talking about that, and it made me think to myself, well, maybe you should talk about it. Maybe even if it sounds fucking repetitive, I should bring it up on here if I feel it. Because the thing that makes somebody... I don't know what makes somebody do that. At the end of the day, I don't know what makes somebody fucking do that. But I have to think that part of it is that they are not... They don't have an outlet to say out loud, yo, I feel bad, you know? They don't have a person who they can tell. They don't have any means of getting it out and making it known. Because a lot of that shit is like, it gets in you and it doesn't leave. And then the more it's in you, it's like a poison, bro. It's like the fucking darkness, dude. It's like fucking Kingdom Hearts, dude. You know the darkness in Kingdom Hearts? It's like that. It infects you, bro, until you're just like a fucking gooey shadow that needs to be killed with a keyblade. But it gets inside you and it's fucking bad. And I've been feeling really bad lately. And the thing that has consistently made me feel better is I go outside. And that might sound fucking stupid. And that might sound like, you know, I get pissed off when people say, dude, it's all about exercise. Oh, you're depressed? Dude, if you walk a mile every day, your depression will be all gone. Dude, you're fucking depressed? Have you ever heard of running, dude? How much do you exercise? Wait, you're depressed, dude? How often do you exercise? And that irritates you because you're like, fuck you, dude. Exercise isn't going to cure my fucking sadness. But there is something to it. There is something to, like, fucking move, dude. Move. Don't stay in the fucking room. Get out of the room. And it's true. Every day this week and now more than ever, it's hard to you don't have to leave. Because you can order everything to where you fucking are. You can work from home. Everything can happen. You can do everything from your fucking room nowadays. And so it's harder than ever just to fucking leave. It is so easy to stay in your house permanently nowadays. And for someone who feels bad and gets in those deep, dark bouts of feeling terrible, it's very easy to stay in it because there's no real excuse to get out of it. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You can order fucking groceries. You don't have to cook. You can order food in. You can feed that fucking sadness more and more and more and just get deeper and deeper into it until you fucking want to die, dude. So you got to force yourself to go outside. And again, it might sound stupid, but it helps. It's been helping me, so maybe it'll help you. If you've been feeling shitty as fuck, just trust me. Look at your surroundings. If you're indoors, if the shades are closed, first open the fucking shades, dude. Open them up. I know it's better to sleep with them down because it's nice and dark, but the moment that it's fucking morning, open those fucking things up. Let the sun hit your goddamn face, and then whether you're tired or groggy, whether you want your coffee or whatever the fuck, I don't give a shit what your morning routine is. Put on some pants and just walk outside. Even if you're just going on your roof, just go outside. Go outside, see a tree, see people, see a homeless dude shitting. See something that reminds you, oh, okay, fucking things are happening. The world is alive. People are existing. People are having lives. I can have one too. I can be okay. It's fine. Also, it's a little bit helpful in the city. You walk around and you're like, everybody else is miserable too. So it makes you feel a little bit okay. You're like, everyone's miserable. Fuck it. I'm a part of the misery, and that kind of makes you feel better. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know if that even fucking makes sense. What I'm saying is, if you go outside, you'll feel a little bit better. You will. And that's not to say don't be alone, because sometimes you need to be alone. I mean, today I'm going to go for a fucking long walk by myself, and I'm so looking forward to it. But it's going to feel good. I'm going to fucking sweat. That's another thing, sweat. That's the thing with exercise. People are like, oh, you should exercise. That's not really like, you don't need to fucking work out. You don't need to fucking do get swole. Just fucking do something where you're going to sweat a little bit. Where you feel like you've expended some energy, like you feel like you've accomplished something. That's really what it is. When someone says exercise, it's like do something that feels like you accomplished something. Do something that makes you feel productive. I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. But I'm just saying what's been working for me. Going outside. If it just makes you feel like a person. Because that's the thing too, you feel so disconnected. That's part of the fucking sadness that happens. You get sad, and then you feel disconnected, and you feel lonely, and then you are alone. You're in your room by your fucking self. What? Watching people on the internet? You're not fucking with somebody. You're just watching a screen. Nothing's there. Go outside. People are around. Even if they're not, there's a fucking squirrel. You're not alone when you're outside. Get the fuck outside. You'll feel better. Anyway. Or you won't. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know. I've just been feeling bad, and I feel weird having not said it out loud. But I'm feeling okay right now, man. Because I'm doing the podcast, and the podcast makes me feel good. Honestly. I always feel so much fucking better doing it. And yeah, also, the Tyler, the Creator album came out, and it's been very good, dude. Dude, Tyler, this is a great album. This could be his best album of all time. Call me if you get lost. It could be his best album of all time. It feels like a throwback. It feels like, I mean, everyone's been saying all these things, but what I felt listening to it is it feels like a throwback. It feels like he's making a straight up rap album. And he's taking everything he's learned about production, everything he's learned about music over the years. It feels like he's taking all of his fucking know-how and all of his skills, and he's putting it back into the energy of an older aesthetic and an older vibe that he's had in previous albums like Wolf. I mean, it feels kind of like a sequel to Wolf almost, like a more mature, older version of Wolf. And listening to it, I guess because it sounds like an older thing in the best possible way, and his energy on it is very much like young Tyler. I don't know, maybe because he's accessing an energy from his youth, and because I grew up with that music at that moment, and I grew up with him and his music as it evolved, maybe that's why it's having a big effect on me, him accessing that energy again, because him accessing that energy again on the album is making me access the same energy. There's one song on the album that starts with him saying, I've always been confident. I've never not been confident. I've never had anxiety. I don't know what fear is. I've always done me. I've always done what I think I should do. People thought I was fucking weird because I was nuanced. But I kept my shit going, and it all paid off. I kept it going, and it all paid off. And motherfuckers peaked in high school. When people talk about that dude, I am that dude. And hearing that, I remembered, like, this is why I like him. Because he allows the person listening to be that person, to access that part of themselves. When I listen to him, he makes me feel the confidence that I felt when I was younger. And when I was younger and I listened to him, he affirmed my confidence. He validated it. he made me feel okay to feel confident and be weird and fucking be strange and have artistic ambitions that people might not have understood, but I did, and I wanted to chase them. And he was like, yeah, dude, you're right. I'm right here with you. And it was great to hear that again and feel that again of like, fuck yeah, dude, you do you. It pays off. People might think you're weird. People might not like what you're doing. People might not understand it. But you're doing it for a reason. And that was great. I don't know. That was great to hear. And this new album has a confident energy that I fucking really like and love. And it's also got some sadness on it too, and some loneliness on it. And yeah, it's just really fucking good. Anyway, I don't know why I ended with a fucking album review of Call Me If You Get Lost, but I did. That's what I ended on. I ended on an album review of Tyler, the Creator's new fucking album. In stores now. Yeah, I'll be back for one little part. Because I just want to say one more thing. See you in a sec. What's up? I'm back. So, now that we've done the Tyler, the Creator album review, fucking 9 out of 10. 9 to 10 out of 10, one of those. I'm feeling a strong to decent 9 out of 10. Dude, that's what Fantano's going to give it. Mark my words. Fantano's going to give it a 9 or a coveted 10. I'm not sure. It's been a while since he gave a 10 out of 10. I think Melonhead is going to give it at least a 9. Dude, maybe a 10. Maybe it's going to get the fucking To Pimp a Butterfly 10. Who the fuck knows? But I think it's definitely going to get a 9. And I think Pitchfork's going to give it an 8.8. I'm calling it right fucking now. I'm calling it. They gave Flower Boy an 8.5, and they gave Igor an 8. This album is closer to Flower Boy, but better than it, so I think it's going to get a fucking 8.8. And I love Flower Boy. I love it. I think it's going to get an 8.8 or a 9 from Pitchfork, and a 9 from Fantano, or a 10. Mark my words. We'll see. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. That album's great. It's definitely a fucking 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 for me. But I was talking with friends about ghosting, and I just started joking around, and I was like, yeah, dude, you ever fucking Casper somebody? Have I talked about this on the podcast? Where I was like, well, first of all, Caspering to me was like a friendly ghosting, because it's happened to me where people like keep talking to you, but then the conversation kind of dies and then kind of ends, and the person doesn't really ghost you. The conversation just like ends, but no one decides to pick it back up. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a Caspering. That's a friendly ghosting. It's not a harsh fucking just like not talking to you anymore. The conversation kind of naturally ends, and then it just isn't picked up. One person definitely is the one to make the conversation end, but it's not in a fucking abrupt way. That's happened to me. I've done that to people. It happens. But then I was making a joke about ghosting people, and me and my friend were talking about just like we were like joking around, just saying like ways that you like hasn't happened to us or we haven't done, but like ways that would be fucking insane to ghost somebody. Somebody was telling me that there's no like all ghosting is the same, and I was like, no, it's fucking isn't. If you ghost somebody after a first date, that's much more acceptable than if you ghost somebody after fucking a year of knowing them. And then when I talk to this person about this, they go, nobody does that though. Yeah, they do, dude. I know people who have been ghosted after fucking 9 months of a relationship or a year of a relationship. Yeah, that happens, dude. I hate this shit where people, because something didn't happen to them, they go, that doesn't happen. No, dude, it didn't happen to you, okay? Other people are experiencing severe ghosting heartbreak. Just because you didn't experience it doesn't mean some other schmuck didn't get fucked over. Anyway, but I was saying, I forget the first one, but we ended up leading to be like, yo, dude, you know that movie? I've never done this, and you shouldn't do this, but it would be funny if you were talking to somebody who you weren't interested in, and then you were just like, yo, you know that movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore? And the person goes, Ghost, ? And then you never respond ever again. Yo, you know that movie with fucking Whoopi Goldberg where she won a fucking Oscar? And she's like, kind of. What is it called? I forget the name of it. Oh, yeah, me too, dude. But Patrick Swayze's in it too, and Demi Moore. What's the name of it? And then she goes, oh, let me look it up. She goes on IMDb and she finds it. Oh, do you mean Ghost? And then you don't ever respond. I'll never do that. It's very mean and it's harsh as fuck. And I'll never do it. But it's super funny. It could be one of the funniest things you could do dating wise. Mean as shit. Don't do it, but come on. Yo, who's that friendly ghost? You ever see that movie about the friendly ghost? Casper? No, not as good. Ghost is the one. I think that's what I was saying. I was trying to do a joke with Casper, and then my friend made a reference to Ghost. And she's like, oh, you know that movie Ghost? And then I was like, yo, no, you can't say the name. Because you can't. Because the punchline is the person saying it. That's when it's good. What's that movie with fucking the guy who died of cancer? You know, the guy who died of cancer is from Donnie Darko. He played a pedophile, Donnie Darko. And that woman who fucking dates her daughter's friends. Demi Moore. Yeah, those two. And then fucking the woman from The View. They're all in it. Early movie. I liked it a lot. What's it called? Ghost. Silence, dude. Oh, fuck. Anyway, that's it for the pod this week. Don't do that to anybody, but I just thought it was a funny thought. Maybe it wasn't. Who the fuck knows? Maybe you're sitting there going, that's not funny at all. You're a fucking asshole. Could be the truth. Not sure. Anyway, yeah. This was a fun podcast. I had a good time. Don't do that to anybody. Seriously, don't ghost people. If you can help it, don't do it. Okay? If you've dated somebody for over a fucking month, try not to ghost them. That's not the best, okay? And that goes for everybody, men, women. I know you all do it. Try not to do it with that after that much time, because you're gonna bum a person out. You're gonna fucking severely bum somebody out. You're gonna get someone to a point where like someone is gonna need to tell them, hey man, you gotta go outside. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep a person indoors by ghosting them, all right? Be nice, Casper them, or just break up with them like a person and go outside. Anyway, I'm going to stop fucking talking. This is a great episode, or I had a great time on the episode is what I'm saying. Anyway, I had a great time. Thank you for listening. Fucking you're the best. You're awesome. Anybody who listens to this, you're cool. And I love you. And thank you for listening. I love you guys. And I'll see you next week.
Jake, you're an idiot. Jake, you don't make